Stay tuned to the Weather Channel for the latest on Katrina. Now, here's your local on the 8s.
Well, it's 50 minutes past the hour and time for your tropical update.
And within the last 5 minutes now, Katrina has been upgraded into a hurricane. Dr. Lyons, now tell us, does that really change what we're facing and what the impacts will be in South Florida?
Well, obviously 5 miles per hour doesn't help anything, but it's really small on the overall scale. The rainfall threat is the big thing right now, and you're getting soaked in North Miami and southern Fort Lauderdale right now by these very heavy rain bands here, probably an inch an hour or so falling on the ground. That's going to cause some localized street flooding. You may want to just stay put if you're going out to the grocery store or had planned to. Better to just stay put where you are right now because that rain's going to continue. There's a circulation. The larger scale circulation is this elongated oval along the coast, and the little tiny circulation right there was what was left of the original center. Now a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane. It's going to be coming onshore over the next couple of hours into South Florida. Heavy rain is the threat, and this is what it's going to look like in the streets of Miami in the next few hours and some of the portions of Fort Lauderdale. Living in a low-lying area, watch out for flooding encroaching on your area today and overnight. Talking to Dr. Forbes, we're expecting anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of rain in South Florida over the next 24 hours or so. Now, in the meantime, we could see some power outages as that hurricane comes onshore with some brisk winds. Tree branches could be falling onto some power lines, or the power lines themselves could be falling down. And power outages are likely in this narrow strip, not widespread, but some, and possible in this yellow area as the system moves onshore. That includes Fort Lauderdale and Miami and up toward the southern Palm Beaches. Now, the surge along the coast will be probably 3 to 5 feet, along with some wave action that's going to be on the order of about 10 to 15 feet. And that wave action is going to spread up the coast with dangerous rip currents, although not nearly as high, up toward St. Augustine, Florida, over the next 24 hours. Now, what's going to happen after this? It's going to cut across Florida, producing very heavy rain the next 24 to 36 hours, and come off into the Gulf of Mexico. At that time, it's still uncertain whether it takes a track more to the north or more toward the west-northwest. We'll have to wait and see on that. But in the meantime, the rest of the Atlantic is relatively quiet. Kevin, Christina?
All right, thanks, Dr. Lyons. Well, up next, a live update from storm tracker Jim Cantori.
But first, another look at Hurricane Katrina. More live reports straight ahead on the Weather Channel.
Good afternoon, everybody, from Fort Lauderdale here. You can see what's going on behind me. Big water coming on in toward Fort Lauderdale. The eye wall, or the center of circulation, getting closer now with Hurricane Katrina. Look who's out here this afternoon. Tons of surfers just enjoying the wind and the waves. We got a big longshore current here. You should see how quick some of them are carried down here. And I'll tell you, the water's trying to come in here with the surge, and certainly we could get a little bit of a rise. So we're going to stay pretty close to the beach and give you an update on what we know here in Fort Lauderdale as we move north of South Miami Beach. Stick around for a live report.
And of course, Hurricane Katrina was a tropical storm, just upgraded to a hurricane.
Now our fourth named hurricane of the season here in the Atlantic. Maximum sustained winds now up to 75 miles per hour. The center of the storm about 25 to 30 miles offshore, so weather conditions will continue to deteriorate in South Florida.
Stay with us for continuing coverage of Hurricane Katrina. Jeff Morrow up next with Vivian Brown with all the details.